we here. We back here. We got so much stuff going on, people. We don't know
I
what the hell to
know.
do. Oh man, this is it's just getting great, man. I just enjoy myself. Don't forget now, I told you that I was going to talk about Africa. Remember you asked me yesterday and stuff about Africa?
Right,
So
right.
don't let us forget that, people. We're not going to forget that. I got some things that I want to say about this particular country there in Africa. But go ahead. Say what you got to
Well,
say.
one of the things that we're going to have to address because the 4th of July is coming up, and we are in our 250th
Yeah,
year,
of existence, yes.
1776. Now, I'm not a big celebration of 4th of July, but I go to the barbecue, you know. But the thing is that when you look at the truth of that revolution, they wouldn't have made it without us. They wouldn't have won without us. We had free men there and slaves they used. And we've been left out, just like the Civil War. And there are people that's doing documentations and all kind of articles in these magazines, which, I used to be a big readership of magazines. I used to have dozens of magazines I used to order and read all these articles and different things. And not so much now, and that's to my detriment, because a lot of people got a lot of things to say. They do editorials in the newspapers. We don't have newspapers no more. I mean, to buy a Wall Street Journal here, man, costs almost $10. And when I used to get it for $2, a regular newspaper is $5 now. So, you know, information is very important. And then a lot of these smart journalists, those people that want to write about serious things, a lot of people don't even read them, man. You got you know, we got millions of people in this country, so they got their readership, and a lot of people read their articles, but it's not like it used to be 30 years ago or 40 years ago. We used to get our information strictly from, for the most part, newspapers and magazines. Now we're getting our information, research from Google or whatever, and if you really want to go in depth, you might get a couple books about it, or you try to research and follow you search it and then you research it and then you try to find, different counterpunches. I like the fact that, you recommended Ground Read because they have different articles on the same subject. However, when I'm going back to what I initially was talking about, is that the news or the information on this 250th anniversary, will it be the truth? No, it won't. We are not a Christian nation. And this country wasn't founded on a Christian nation. Most of those founders were deists. And so to say that is a lie. And to admit it should be shameful. When you're sitting around here and your wealth is dependent on slavery, enslaved people. I mean, this country was really based on, colonies. They call them colonies, and according to their story, they flee England, Europe, because, they wanted freedom of religion. And now here we are, we're trying to degrade freedom of religion because Texas just passed a law saying they're going to have religion in schools, which I hope is all religions and not just Christian religion. But I assume that it probably will be just Christian religion. I don't know how it's going to work. But this is one thing I do know, that when you are a child and your family might not be religious, but they might believe in God, and then someone else is teaching you about God, and it could be any kind of religion, different sectors of different religions and Christianity, and you got different sectors and Muslims, and you got all other kinds of Hindu and all that. It's disappointing that they put religion in school because it should be taught at home. Now, does religion, I think religion has good principles as far as certain things, but they don't really teach it real Christianity, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated. That's what Jesus said. Do unto others as you have them do unto you, if you want to correct scripture. You know, mind your business, you know, mind your business and leave other people's business alone. Don't gossip and talk about people. That's scripture, bro. So, and I can go on, but what I'm saying is, if you think about it, you can say you're a Christian, you can say that you believe and all that stuff, but if you ain't even trying to live it to the best of your ability, none of us are perfect. But when you see all this violence that's going on, thou shalt not steal, Ed, but you got people stealing every day. White collar crime, blue collar crime, and there is no they don't feel condemned. One of the major things that Martin Luther King used was TV to make people feel condemned by them beating up them little children and those people marching, to make them feel shame, embarrassed. And that's what won black people over. To make a lot of so-called white folks be on black people's side, because we are Americans just like they are. And they're treating us, the people in the South is treating us the way they was treating us. Now, grant you, in the North, they was treating us just as bad, not as bad, but they still had all the racism and prejudice and discrimination and segregation and all that. But the South was just out of hand. Now we got somebody in office, Bozo, who's a white racist, and he's doing everything he can to get rid of people of color. The Asians are not a problem. There's not that many of them. But the Latinos, too many. Black folks, we're too, well, lack of a better word, I'm going to say grand. We out there, bro. We out there hustling. We out there doing things, going places, trying to progress, trying to do the best we can. For those who wants to be successful, make a lot of money, and so therefore Y'all done came too far. You know, when you got ball players making $100 million a year and all that kind of stuff, you know, actually earning their money, not playing the stock market and conniving and stealing money. They actually earning their money. Then they sit there and they started a program for DEI, equity, inclusion, and diversity. Now, who's against equity, inclusion, and diversity? Why would you be against that? Shouldn't everybody be treated like that, regardless of colors or ethnicity? Everybody should be done that. So here we are, 250 years of the cause of trying to make America commit to their promise that everybody is free, everybody is equal, everybody should be treated fairly. But this is, can be, now I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it's getting there if we don't stop this. I just wanted to say that because, I mean, the 250 years of this country, and we already know, we just celebrated Juneteenth and all of that, what happened there and all that stuff. But for the most part, most black folks had already was aware, you know, Emancipation Proclamation that we were free. And there were more people. There were millions. There were at least a million. I don't know if it was that many. At least a million people that was already free, or 500,000 or something like that in this country because they bought their freedom or they was given their freedom. But they know they dying out. They dying out. You know, all these new Americans now, man. You know, they're trying to capitalize on being what they call, and I'm doing air quotes, call themselves white, but they don't know the history of this country. These new Americans don't know
Well,
the history of this country. They don't know, you know, they read a little bit about it, but there's so many nuances involved, bro. So many
we,
things that has happened, and so many things that were struggled for, and so many things that we had to overcome. That's why that song said, "We shall overcome," because we was trying to overcome so many things that they was holding us back from when we wanted to become doctors. You remember the Bhatti case? Lawyers, engineers, architects. You wasn't recognized unless you had an education.
oh man.
So we had to get in school. We had to go to the schools. We had to get, and then they try to stop us from going to the schools. That's why they created the black schools. So
We
we'll
we
see.
have
I
a
don't know what's going
th-
to happen in these 250 years. I don't know what your feelings is, but you know, I am really not happy. And I'm not saying with all, you know, I'm not. When I say not happy, I mean um, I'm not really enthusiastic about celebrating July 4th. Never have been. It's just like what Whoopi said, playing sissy. Until you do right by me, and right now they have not done right by us. They owe us trillions of dollars in reparations.
well said a lot, but um, when I'm sitting here, I'm looking at what we got going on and stuff now in this country here, in the United States. we have a person and stuff who is in charge of the house that rules this country. And he has decided that he's going to get rid of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, because he demonized DEI and letting folks know that DEI meant people of color, black folks. That's how
Yep.
they got ahead. So even though we know that the the department or the philosophy and stuff for creating DEI was not specifically for black people. It was meant to help people and stuff who were having a difficult time and stuff getting themselves to a position to where they would be able to be successful in society. But he has taken that word and demonized it, just like he tried to do to the immigrants who coming into this country. He dehumanized them and stuff and made them to be criminals. They are criminals. They coming in this country. They are criminals, and they are not supposed to be here and stuff and everything, and there are a lot of people and stuff who've been here for 25 years or whatever or more, who have ingrained themselves into our society. Now, true, they haven't been here as long as most of us have and everything, but um, they are here. We are a country of immigrants, and we forget that. We are not articulating that to people and stuff are who are in politics or in this country and stuff, and uh, we're allowing this guy and stuff who's sitting in the White House to determine and stuff uh, what to do with these folks, and they have taken them and really and people are afraid to even say anything about what they're doing to them, because you you don't want to sit there and put people who came here to your country in prison and imprison them and throw some of them out. But most of them, you leave in there in prison and you are dehumanizing them. They are letting them die. They are not feeding them. They are not doing anything and stuff to them. Most of those places where these people and stuff are at are worse than being in our prison system and stuff. And we allow this to happen. And anytime anyone in the Congress and stuff decide that they want to go and check these places out where they are warehousing these people and stuff at, they are criminals too. They are charging them, just like the lady in New Jersey and stuff, a congresswoman. She's still under indictment and everything for trying to get into the place where she's supposed to be allowed to get into. So from his first term, he did this and created a big mess, took children away from their parents before they crossed the border. When they crossed that border, they separated these families. A lot of these children and stuff still haven't been found. Now, when they brought the Homeland Security Secretary and stuff, and they questioned him about what is he doing with taking these children away from their parents and everything, he's going back and trying to blame Biden for it. Where Biden did it, he didn't do anything about it. And we're allowing them to get away with that. We are a country of immigrants. That's my thing and stuff. I understand that there are people and stuff in this country, but yeah, we were brought here. Our foreparents were brought here and enslaved. And our folks have been here generations after generations after generations. And we're here. So I think that, we need to talk or have some conversation and stuff about how we rebuild ourselves and everything, hopefully after the midterm. Hopefully we can rebuild ourselves and get back. 250-year anniversary, Ted, it doesn't look very it doesn't look very good, man. It is
No,
this
no,
it doesn't look very good, man. We're here trying to celebrate 250 years of being a country, and it doesn't look good. We've got this knucklehead in the White House who wants to take this celebration and make it about him. And most of the people in this country don't see it that way. And we can see that from this start of this celebration. They got some big to do and stuff on. There's some fair thing going on to keep on commemorating the 250th year anniversary and everything. And people in this country, man, they are not into it. Maybe because a lot of them who wanted to celebrate and everything can't afford to do it because they lost their job. They're not working. They can't afford it, or they are not liking this guy who is in charge of the government. But he has a lot of power to it, and we can see that these people there are in the charge of our government. Every last one of the legislative branch, the executive branch, and it looks like the Supreme Court, all conservatives, and they're all Republicans or whatever, and they running the show, but they can't get anything done because there's so much mess going on. It is horrible to tell what's going on, and I think that our thing and stuff and everything should be talking about what the hell we can do to correct this thing or get us back on the right track. And I don't see our July 4th celebration and stuff being very good at all. It is starting out to be horrible. And it is, I'm just, this our country, man. this our, as the, this our SHIT. this our, yeah, man. We've been here, Ted, for a long time. We talking about 1776, man. We were here then.
we was there before that.
Yeah, this our stuff. This, and I would want to have a great celebration and stuff for the 4th of July. I'm pretty sure that individually or families or communities and stuff around the country and stuff, they're going to probably do celebrate the 250th year anniversary. But to have our federal government to do what they're doing now and allowing this guy to just tear this daggone 250 years celebration apart is just unbelievable, and it shows the dysfunction and stuff and everything that we have within this country. Now, Ted, you know that many years ago, when they had those 5 boys and stuff and everything, when he wasn't even, he was just a real estate guy, and he demonized those kids and stuff and everything for a crime that they did not even commit. And even after they were acquitted, his racism was just horrible. So this what's going on is in his DNA, and he has forced his country and stuff to think like he does. At least a lot of them. And they okay with doing that. They okay with getting rid of DEI. But what I can't understand is why they are getting rid of the Department of Education. Why are they getting rid of FEMA? Those Those projects, man, have helped this country, whether they're in the blue states or in the red states. But he's getting rid of them. Department of Education is needed for the blue states and the red states. But he's destroying them, systematically destroying them. And why? Nobody knows. At least I don't. And when you ask these people who are in charge, they've been given an order by the president. I want this thing to be gone. They have been given an order by Trump to say we're going to get rid of FEMA, and he showed that they're going to get rid of FEMA. We're going to need that, man. We haven't even gotten into the season and stuff and everything that where hurricanes and stuff are going to be coming through, especially down there in Florida where you live at. It's coming. It's coming. But there's nobody to help these states at all. FEMA is gone. We can forget about them. He's gotten rid of the oceanic thing, the one the people who are out there who determine the weather and everything. He has dismantled that whole thing. So we can't even find out when the hurricanes are coming. He has taken our health program, uh, everything that has to do with taking care of health. Dismantle it. So what we done he done just destroyed everything that we consider and stuff that has been good and stuff for us for a long, 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 long time. That would put there to help people. And why he did this, I have no idea. I cannot understand it. And why the Republicans there who are in charge, who are in control of both houses of Congress and stuff and everything, will not stand up and say, hey, man, this is not right. Now, you said something yesterday. I said, no, that's not going to happen, Ted. But it looked like it might. Confirming Todd Blanche for U.S. Attorney. Most of the folks now are saying that it may happen that the Republicans are so damn weak in the Senate that they're going to let him go through, even though he's got all this garbage on his back. Do you realize, man, that that the Department of Justice has over 150 some lawsuits against them? Over 150 lawsuits have been filed against them since he's been in charge, since Bondi has left. And it looks bad for them. They're going after his license. He won't even be an attorney. They're taking away his attorneyship. When you hear that judges in the federal judicial system is filing cases, complaints against him in 2 or 3 jurisdictions and stuff, they're filing complaints against him. They got over 100 and some federal judges in the district where Illinois is at, filing complaints against Blanche. But they still say he may get through this confirmation. He's going to be Attorney General. He could be the Attorney General. And he won't, and you find out you don't have to be an attorney to be the U.S. Attorney General. It's not a foregone requirement. You do not have to be an attorney to be the U.S. Attorney in this country. What the hell is going on, Ted? What the hell is going on?
Well, let me change the subject again. There's a big stink now that's going on, bro. people is talking loud and they saying something. And we touched on it here and there. But people, we don't we do not want to be a socialist country. We have a lot of capitalists that are out of hand. I admit that. But we also have a lot of capitalists that's doing the right thing. There were ethnic parameters that, you know, goodwill, a lot of corporations always had goodwill, support the community around you where you at, support national things. And so those successful corporations had parameters, just like when they started this DEI thing. You know, they all embraced it, you know, to give a person not a clear path to employment, but a clear path to give the opportunity to get an employment. That's all DEI is.
Correct. For
So
anyone. It doesn't have to be black people.
no, that's right. So the point I'm making is that these real socialists, there are real socialists just like there are real communist people in this country. You know, just like you have real fascists in this country, just like you have oligarchs, just like all of these different little names that we can name and just run off, you know, 15 to 20 of them. But the one thing that seems to stick and try to denigrate a Democratic Party, that you can also do the same thing to a Republican Party, is that with the Democratic Party, you can denigrate them and call them socialists or communists. With the Republican Party, you can call them fascists. So, so the thing, what I'm trying to put out is that because we were talking about it the other day, you know, the Democratic Party has a big tent. And then the one thing that the Democratic Party have to realize that in certain districts or certain areas, there are certain different needs that have to be met that has been overtaken. So those needs are not being met. So so you have to go to the extreme so that you can stop the bleeding. Now that's what I think that has been happening in New York, because when you get two or three people living in a less than 1,000 square feet of apartment and they all paying $2,000 a piece for that apartment, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So these people have, these Democratic people have not did their job when it comes to housing, availability, and things like that. When you got 8 million people living in New York, hey, that's the largest state in this country, city in this country, that kind of population. So it has to be, the monies have to be spent properly in supporting these people, because that's the hub. You talk about immigrants, that's the hub of where the immigrants migrate to when they first come to this country, New York. And then they might leave New York after a few years or whatever and know that they, you know, I'm doing, I can barely make it. And they might move to California, they might move to North Carolina, they might move to Chicago, whatever. But the point is that that's the hub of immigration. And you got 8 million people there. So therefore, it has to open up, because in certain neighborhoods, there's food deserts, there's homelessness and all kind of issues that's going on there because you're talking about 8 million people trying to get back and forth to work or whatever they do. But if you look at another city, they might have a altogether different issue. They might be all moderate, everything is good. It's just that the Democratic Party might be more concerned with health care, and the Republicans, they say, no, we don't want ACA, or we don't want this, or we don't want that. And the needs are not met for the people. And the Democratic Party seems like they're more apt to assist those people that are in need or lacking thereof, whatever
Yeah,
it might
but
be.
but then they are because you have a mayor now in the city of New York who is concerned about the poor folks and stuff there in the city and the people who are being marginalized. And he's now their council has passed rent control, controlling the rent there in the city. Now, all of a sudden, the Republicans, including Donald, and he's already said it, those people that have came into power in New York City are communists. He's calling them communists. All that man is trying to do is to control the rent so the people don't get thrown out on the street.
That's right.
They can't afford their rent to be increased and stuff because the rich folks want to make more money.
But
Why
it's
are
not
we?
just the rent. It's the thing is that consistently, I don't know how much it costs to ride a train, but I know it's more than $1.
In New York, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're paying $3, $4, $5 every time you get on a train to go to work, that's $10 a day. Now you gotta buy your lunch and everything else.
Yeah,
And if you might be making, fortunately, if you're making 25, $30 an hour, you can pay it, but it's hurting your pocketbook.
right. And he's trying to do something about that also, to
Yeah,
reduce the amount of money that their transit authority and stuff is charging riders and stuff to ride the subways and the buses and whatever there in New York City. He's
yeah.
trying to make it affordable for people to live there. But when you start doing that, to be called a communist, now it may be a little bit of socialism involved in everything, but communism. So that's how he is. He anything that he doesn't like, he just denigrates them. He denigrates people. He even denigrate his own people in his own daggone party. He Lisa Murkowski is an awful woman. She's a terrible woman. She is a whatever woman. And the lady sat there and took it and never said a word. Never got up and said, "You don't know what the hell you talking about. Why are you calling me this? Why are you trying to denigrate me and stuff in this meeting and stuff with my fellow Republicans?" And nobody in the Republican Party even defended the lady.
Well, number
So
one, I don't respect her because she didn't even defend
yeah,
herself.
yeah, I understand that. But still, somebody should be saying that. You don't do people like that. You don't do the news people and stuff like that. You see a reporter to come there and talk to you and everything. All of a sudden, they ain't crap and everything. Don't talk to me. And he calls them fat or whatever he wants to say. Anything he wants to say come out of his mouth, it's okay.
Well,
And there's nothing being said about it.
Ed, you know, there's nothing wrong with a person to tell Mr. President, and you respect the office, Mr. President, I don't appreciate you calling me a piggy. And so let him go off on her. Well, I call it what the hell I want to call you, blah, 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 blah. I say, I'm here doing my job, Mr. President. There's nothing wrong with that. But see, they're so scared they might lose their job.
Absolutely. The company that they work for might fire him
Yeah,
because they're afraid of him.
this is the sad part about it, is that they are allowing this person to say what he want to say and talk about people and denigrate them, and they allow him to do that, and they know that this man is wacko. He ain't nothing but a bozo. That's all he is. He's a clown, and they sitting up here making like he's normal. He is not a normal president. Not that what we're accustomed to. And they sit here and they allow him to do that. This is the reason why you can't respect none of these people. There are a few out there that's coming at him, but you know it's so light in the butt, you know it don't make no difference because it ain't penetrating. So I don't know. I mean, until they start calling this jackass out for what he is, a Looney Tune, and embarrass him, and then let him go off and let him go ahead on him. Then let him just get mad and get angry, you know, and do what he do. And then next thing you know, everybody gonna say, hey, something wrong with him. He crazy.
Well, they may know there's something wrong with him, but to sit there and know something wrong with him and don't open your mouth and say anything, it's just, even if you do it in private, say, hey, Mr. President, hold it. You can't be doing this while you're out in public and everything and do that. If you continue to do that, I'm going to stand up and say something in public. You can take care of it in private. They won't even do that. Nobody wants to stand up to him. Even the man Kennedy uh, from Louisiana, the one that got up there and had a dirty conversation with him and everything, he turned around there and begged his forgiveness. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. President. I ain't gonna do this no more. And then went back and voted for the same daggone thing that he didn't vote for
And he
the
and
first
he
time.
and he and he had the other guy run against him and won.
Yeah, he,
He's not gonna be a senator anymore because you
yeah,
know what he's looking at. He's saying, I don't want no trouble because you know I'm a doctor. He's a medical doctor, you know.
yep.
And I don't want no trouble, you know, when I write for grants or I write for, you know, do this or open up my own medical center or whatever. That's it. That's what he's looking at.
But the man is not gonna be in power after that. That by the
But
time
what
he
I'm
gets
saying
through,
is that they can stop any kind of program that he want to do.
but Trump won't be in power. So, because Trump is the only one that's driving this whole thing, he is not going to be there past
Well, the man's
2 more
job is going to
years.
be over in November, bro.
I understand that, but I'm pretty sure he can slide through for at least 2 years until he can get himself because he got a pension coming. He's been there long enough to get a damn pension and stuff from the Senate.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you, Ed. I'm just saying that he looking down the road, you know, as far as the money that he can make, the millions of
Yeah,
dollars that he can make,
but
you
but
know, and
you
because he
you
can be a lobbyist and make $4 or $5 million just being a lobbyist.
absolutely, and you can tell being a doctor, he should be smart enough to realize, okay, the his Republican counterparts and stuff and everything may not want him to them to approach him because of what he did with Trump. But in today's news cycle, Ted, you know how a news article and stuff can be a top thing and stuff one day, and 2 days, a week later, it's gone. Something else
That
coming up.
knucklehead do not. Let me tell you something, bro. He never forgets. He come for you. He may not get you this year, but he might get you next year.
Well, he gonna have to. You got to come from me because everybody that he done came for and stuff, Ted, they done got away. The only one that didn't get away is John Bolton. And why he went ahead and said I'm
Why
guilty
did
and
he
everything.
plead guilty? That's what I like
They
to
said
know.
he pleaded, and then they took away his pension. They didn't give him nothing. He pleaded guilty. He might get some jail time, and
That
he owed
is
$2.5 billion. You
that
go,
is strange, bro. That is strange, Ed. I thought he was smarter than that.
I did too. And if you're gonna plead guilty and stuff, and put yourself at the mercy of the daggone court, I would have got a better deal than that. They took away his pension. He loses his damn pension, and he got 5 years in prison, and he got to pay $2.5
Well, they
million
said
dollars.
up to 5 years.
Any time in prison is too much. if but if I'm gonna serve some prison time, I need to keep my pension, or I ain't got to pay that $2.5 million. That's ridiculous, man. I thought that was he. I thought he was just like you said. I thought he was smarter than that. That him and his attorneys would have negotiated something a lot better than that. Because guess Trump did the same damn thing he did. He ain't got no time. He had his stuff. He had our secret papers in the toilet. He put them in the toilet in the basement toilet. It's all stacked up on the walls and stuff and everything. He did the same thing, but he gets convicted. He didn't convicted. He pleaded guilty. Man,
I
I
don't
can't
know,
believe.
man.
I
You
can't
know,
believe. I can't believe.
it's almost like it's a secret organization that's going on, bro. That he's the leader of it, but then there are other people that's collaborating with him, and it's something that's really that's going on that none of us, at least I can't put our fingers to it because it's so many things that he is doing that disrupt this country, not only destroying it, but also the foreign thing too. And I don't know what these other people are doing. And then you have these white Christian nationalists that has a lot of say so, and Trump is using that as well, because what did he say about communists? They don't even believe in God.
Like he believe in God. He can't. He can't.
He said they don't even believe in God.
He can't even get the Bible right. He read the Bible upside down. He believe
I'm
in
saying,
God.
how did that come out your mouth, bro? He
For
said
your
this is
mouth, you
proud,
say that.
as though like, I'm upstanding. I mean, I do all the things that's right. This man sitting up here, he done committed all kind of adultery and he done lied and paid prostitutes, or I shouldn't call her a prostitute, she's a stripper. But
Some someone said that a video of him messing with this little 13-year-old girl is getting ready to
they
come out.
do. It's out there, bro.
It's out already?
It's out there. It's been out there. It's out there. It's been out there. That's why he don't want those things, those tapes, that stuff to come out. All of it. Shoot, they still got over 500,000 or more that came out, and then they redacted every damn thing. This is the weirdest time of history of America, man. This is the weirdest time. We got Democrats who is disembobulated with black issues that they're not dealing with, what they could have dealt with. They got other facets of the Democratic Party that's getting raising up their head. We got we got these Republicans who a lot of them are disenchanted because this is not the party that they signed up for, because they know that this man is a crook, but yet and still they going along with it because that's the only thing they got to hold on to. And all the people that they are accustomed of working with, Ed, are over 70 years old. There are all these people like in their 60s and 70s, and they're not doing anything to stop this man.
Hmm.
So the Republican Party is really, the only thing that they got is, hey, Stop the POCs. That's their whole thing. Stop the POCs, so-called people of color. Denigrate them. So the only thing I can say, I don't know what to say about what we do as black people, because we have so many. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean this, and I'm not calling nobody out, but if the shoe fits, just wear it. Got too many Sambos. Got too many coons, bro. That's willing to suck up. And I don't mean, and I don't mean not being nice to people and not, doing business with people and this kind of stuff. But you got too many people denigrating black people. You got these coons and Sambos. They just dogging us. Yeah, and yeah, of course, we got some people that's out of pocket, but I mean, they got a lot of people that's out of pocket too, bro. It ain't just us. It's a bunch of people that's out of pocket.
But we always the brunt of it.
Yeah, we the brunt.
We the
We
brunt.
collectively out of pocket. When one black person or two black people or a group of
All,
black people get in trouble, we all is looked at as a
all that take.
collective group.
And to make a point about that, now this guy, I hate the crap out of him, but he made a comment about President Obama, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And man, it got blew up all over the place. It got blew up everywhere. It was worse than the white man said something about Michelle Obama. They are dogging the crap out of Stephen A. Smith. They dogging the crap out of him
That
because he
man,
said,
I think he kind of, how can I say it? I mean, now I'm gonna say this, and I don't, I'm not trying to blow no smoke up his butt, but I love when he talk about basketball. I even kind of like when he talk a little bit about football, although he don't know a lot of stuff he don't know what the hell he's saying in football. Basketball, he knows the basketball. I don't like the fact that he always dogging black men. Well, you can't help but dog them. But when it comes to politics, man, he is flat out of his lane, bro.
well, he's way out of his lane then because really they hired him and stuff for sports, not to get into politics. So
Well, he
him
got his
stepping out
own
of that,
podcast
well,
for that, and that's what. And I think when you think about it, that's not a bad idea what he's doing. But you can't just play one side. Yeah, you can talk about the Democrats, but you also got to talk about the Republicans too. But he's very harsh on the Democrats.
well, I'm surprised that he even has an audience to listen to him, especially with our people. I guess the white folks are out there listening to him. He must
Yeah,
have an
yeah,
audience
that's
of white people.
exactly. That's probably 50% of his audience is, or maybe even higher, is white folks, because
Mm-hmm.
you know.
So he playing to the white folks. He's almost like the rest of the news folks and everything. They're trying to get like Fox News. They long as they denigrating the Democrats and everything, then they get white folks to join them. Anyway, brother, what's the final word?
I'm gonna take it back to 1776. I heard my one of my favorite professors say that the celebration is, what did he call it? He called it White Juneteenth. July 4th is White Juneteenth.
Mm.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, yesterday after you got cut off there by ending part of the show and everything that I brought forth and everything, and I want to reiterate this to our folks and stuff again. Our people and a lot of other folks and stuff out there are at a point in everything in their lives right now where their financial health and everything is getting very weak. And I mentioned to the audience and stuff and everything about some pointers and stuff about waiting until the house fall in on you. We have a bad habit of just sleeping on a problem. If you got a financial problem and stuff and everything, it's best to deal with it and stuff before it start falling down on you. And my thing and stuff is to the audience and stuff. If you got some things going on, and I know a lot of us do and everything, our finances are getting short, our money is not taking care of everything you want to do, and we're trying to live and everything, or you late paying your house note or your car note or whatever. If you got a problem and stuff, I think it's best to address it before it gets bad. If you know that you having a difficult time paying your debtor and stuff and everything, let the debtor know. Maybe you guys can work out something, refinance your debt or something to get your payments and stuff down and everything to where you can be able to handle it and everything, and you won't have a problem and stuff down the road. So don't wait until the end and these people sending you notices and stuff, and you ain't paid them and all that and stuff, and you could have dealt with that before that happened. So that's my thing. I'm gonna throw that out to people because I think that's the best option and stuff for us and stuff at the time because a lot of these people out there aren't like they were 3 or 4 years ago. Everybody in this out there know, even the people who hold the mortgages, who hold your notes and stuff on your car, they know that people are having a difficult time paying, and they would rather not have to come back and repossess your house or your car and everything and let you keep it and keep paying them. So deal with your problem, people. That's all I got to say. Oh, we're done. I'm happy that we had our show today. I enjoyed myself, and I hope you guys and stuff did too. Uh, don't let Donald Trump destroy our July 4th, 250 something day celebration. Do something, people, and everything to celebrate your country and stuff. We done been through it. We deserve to celebrate. We do. And I'm going to celebrate July the 4th. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to celebrate. I'm not going to do it with Trump. I'm not going to let him bother me, but I'm going to celebrate July 4th. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.